Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Dana Swift, and I have the pleasure of being here and hosting Using Books and Books. We are a small independent store in Miami, Florida, and we're just so happy to have these amazing four authors. Four. Amazing. It's like a whole panel tonight. I'm just going to, they're going to quickly introduce themselves. I'm going to step away. They're going to have a wonderful Q&A, and I will come back to have Q&A for audience questions. There's a button on the bottom that's ask a question. That's where you can type your question anytime during the event, especially at the end. And then I'll come back and I'll look at your questions and we'll go from there. And the chat is able, so you can chat as well. Have a wonderful event, everyone.
Yay!
Amazing. Well,
awesome.
Why don't you guys start?
Kat, you go first.
I have to go first? Oh my god.
Wait, we have to fit.
We did it. Yeah, you guys have to fit into the little screen. Yeah.
Okay, we fit. Wait,
good.
Really
yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kat Cho. I am the New York Times bestselling author of Once Upon a K-Prom, Vicious Spirits, and Wicked Fox. And I'm super duper excited here to celebrate the launch release of Retro. Woo!
Hi, I'm Clarabelle Ortega. I am also the New York Times bestselling author of Witchlings, Ghost Squad, and my latest release, Frizzy. Oh, thank you. With Rose Busamra, and I'm also very super excited to be here.
Hello, I'm Jarrod Shusterman. I am the New York Times bestselling author of Dry, a book called Roxy, and a whole bunch of short stories, and the co-author of Retro, which we'll be talking about today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sofía Lapuente. I'm the only one that is a New York Times bestseller author here. I co-wrote Retro with Jarrod Shusterman. It's my debut novel. And I co-wrote a short story in Gleanings, the side trilogy.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! And we are here celebrating the birthday of our baby, Retro.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations. I know we already asked you before we started, but how are you feeling?
Feeling nervous, excited, supported, love.
Love. Super love.
Stressed.
Aww,
that's good. It's what you deserve.
Yeah. For
sure. All of that.
Okay, so obviously we've said the title a bajillion times already, Retro, but can you tell people who are watching right now what Retro is about and how, just a little bit about how you got the idea for this book?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so it started, one of the aspects is, one of the craziest inventions in technology ever was fire. And then the next one, within the 300,000 years of humanity, was smart technology. And that happened in our lifetime. And we feel like, a lot of people include smart technology in books and media, but we wanted to write something that just spoke to it and our relationship to it. And it's happened in our lifetime and changed us. And then I think the other thing was we were in the pandemic and we'd come home every day and we'd be like, we can't consume dark media. We can't consume dark shows or books. We just couldn't do it. So we just found ourselves watching Schitt's Creek every day, and we're like, something has to, we have to change what we're doing. So we made sure that we were writing something that was fun but thrilling at the same time. In that same kind of way that Wednesday grips you in with all these different genres, right? We wanted to, do something very similar to that.
It's Retro. What is it about?
Oh, what is Retro about? Well, for all of you who don't know, that's smart.
Thanks for keeping us on track, Sophie.
Keep me on track. Retro is, imagine there's a cyberbullying incident that happens at a high school on a social media platform. Imagine TikTok, but we call them Limbo. And a girl's really brutally bullied, and they come in and they go, okay, we're going to set things straight. What we're going to do is we're going to create a challenge. And if all of you can survive 1 year without your smart technology, then you'll get the scholarship of your dreams. But what starts happening is students and contestants start disappearing. And there's blood red markings on the trees, and mysteries are happening. So it's up to Luna, our protagonist, and her friends to figure out who's sabotaging the challenge, or maybe they're next. So that's Retro.
Ooh, I love a good mystery. That sounds so good.
And to give you guys a little pitch too of what it looks like inside,
Ooh,
In
you're on
the
track.
actual book, yeah, I'm on track. The actual book, every single chapter title is a song, and there's a QR code in there, so you can scan it and literally read while you listen, or listen while you read, whatever you want to do.
That's so clever. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Jarrod, you're a veteran author, and Sophia, this is your debut. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the process like for you both working together? How did you approach the process? And was there anything that surprised you about writing Retro as a team?
The thing is, like, we were working together before Retro because we were writing together screenplays. So technically, this wasn't the first thing we wrote together. It was just a different dynamic. But I feel like when I decided to write a book, I wasn't conscious what I was saying yes. It felt the correct thing to do after the screenplays. But it was like, now we need to find out a way, because we had clear that we wanted the voice to be a total mix. We didn't want to do like his point of view, my point of view. We wanted like together. And I feel like it was challenging at the beginning to really realize what were our strengths. The strengths, is it? Yeah. So yeah, I feel like the challenge was like to have really clear where I should lean more on him, or what it should be. I should be more taking the control of the situation.
And there's certain things that I think we both had to be honest about our strengths and weaknesses, about which things we wanted to rely on each other on. Like there's times where I'd write something and Sophie's like, a 16-year-old girl doesn't think stuff like that. What are you doing? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to whatever you say right now.
Yeah.
And then there's moments with like maybe pacing or structure where I'll be like, hey, I really think this beat should come in here. And then Sophie will be like, okay, I'll trust you on that.
Yeah.
And things as far as culture is concerned.
I have to learn a lot about, like, in a lot of books when I was growing up, they were in Spanish, for Spanish authors. And it's just different market, different levels, the way they rate, the kids, like everything is different. So many times I would say something and Jarrod was like, oh, no, we can do this in YA here. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I needed to learn the business.
Yeah. That's too
that was
explicit. Yeah. So things like
But that goes with what Jarrod, I think what you were about to say too, about the culture aspect, that like, even though the books you read were in Spanish, like it also is your culture, and therefore that was important to have because Luna shares that with you.
I think that was what we have clear, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the number one things. And there's a lot of things that we were doing too. Like, for example, I know in Spain, a lot of the times the pacing is a little bit faster than sometimes you'll find in English. And then I'll write something, and sometimes Sophie will be like, little bit boring, a little slow. So I'll go back and I'll have to like change it a little bit to try to make that portion a little faster.
But I think that always having clear, we had really clear the main protagonist, Luna, and her voice and her culture, and from where she was coming from, then everything was making sense. Because even my comments and my way to express were matching with Luna. So it was like, that's how Luna will react. So don't judge. So I think that having clear Luna and everything around her culture make really easy to write the book in that aspect.
Yeah, and she would say something to me like kind of like funny, snarky Luna. I was like, that's Luna. Can I write that down? You just like, develop the character like that.
Yeah, that's so great.
I love that. I love that so much. I really do hope that there was a moment.
Get a helmet. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that one.
I really do hope that there was a moment where you were literally like, oh, so boring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it now.
You did that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bueno, maybe.
Bueno, claro. Yes, you did.
It's just a way to express. It's okay.
It's my culture.
Le hiciste joder. ¿Qué le hiciste joder?
All right, so you guys mentioned the playlist already, but let's talk about it a little bit more. Okay, so like, where did the idea come to like base each chapter off of a song? Like, was this before drafting, after drafting? And then also, like, how did you decide on which songs to use? Was it like from a playlist from your own past, your own history, or did you just like look up what songs would fit best?
You go?
Yeah, I'll talk. I think it was like Sophie came up with like the idea of like every single chapter title should be a song, and then that should have a vibe that continues on, can kind of foreshadow what's going on, or speak to it. And then it was me that came up with the idea to do the QR code. So it was kind of like both of us to put it together. And yeah, the songs did really reflect our past. I mean, it was tough to like have to put in certain songs because like, oh, is it that old? And then there's other times that it was
Am I getting retro?
yeah, like wait, am I retro technically? And then there was times too where there are certain songs that I wanted to put in, but then we realized, hey, this song still isn't relevant at all. And I thought it was. And even internationally, I would ask Sophie about songs and she'd go, sorry, this one just didn't make it to Europe. And we wanted to make sure that whenever we wrote things, whether it was just one sentence or statement, that there was a translatable version, at least to Spanish, that was easy. Yeah. And we did the same with the songs.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, like sometimes I would write, like if I came up with something like jelly beans and wanted to use jelly beans, I think that might be an example, or pop rocks or something. She would go, let's not use that specific example. Let's use something that like gummy bears that would be work for both cultures. So it's a little touch, but those types of things were all over the place to make sure that it translated smoothly to Spanish.
Yeah. And then about the songs, we have favorites. But depend on the moment. I think a lot of the ones that we choose is because it's the ones that we used to listen when we were. I was going to say young, Dios mío. When we were younger, or
more younger.
More younger. Depend on the. Cállate. Ay, Dios mío, what are they? Oh, Jesus. No, the thing is like, depending on what I'm doing, like it's not the same if you are, you fight with your parents that moment, or you were going to party or whatever was going on. So I think that's why we wanted to have many songs with many people is saying that they are different genres, like you have rock and you have pop and you have different things, because I think that's what is life. That's what it's Luna's soundtrack. We had really clear that the last one was going to be Heaven is a Place on Earth. We had that super clear because San Junipero, was that you say?
Yeah, San Junipero, San Junipero.
And there is this episode from Black Mirror. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the last song in the episode, and it was really touching for me. And I was like, I don't know, it just fit. It's like that has to be the last song.
Yeah.
So that show did influence.
And we had really clear that It Smells Like Teen Spirit had that revolution vibe thing, like beat the system, and we love that.
And she's kind of a rebel in her life.
So we really want that one. And then I thought that things like we started the book with Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, because I think that's a song that at least in Spain at 5 a.m. When you're partying is like perfect to sing, and I like that one a lot too, I would say. And Wanna Be from Spice Girls is just a must, isn't it?
Yeah, that's masterpiece.
Those are classics. Yeah. For me, like when I was reading it, knowing the fact that you decided like each song was going to be thematic for the chapter, I would get to some chapters, I'd see what song it was, and I'd feel like dread in my heart. I'd be like, oh no, this is going to be really sad. I got to the chapter, right? I got to the chapter that was Bittersweet Symphony, which that's like an earlier one, like kind of like a turning point chapter. And I was like, this is going to be intense. Like I could like hear the strings, like, the violin.
Yeah.
We did it on purpose. It was like a sneak peaks. So you could imagine where is going the chapter.
I thought that was really good because music evokes emotion already. And so to play off of like these classics that like a lot of people will recognize, to be like, go on this journey with us kind of a feel, felt really smart to me.
Yeah, definitely set the scene.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the premise of Luna helping her struggling family really resonated with me as someone who grew up without much, and also someone with an immigrant background, and who's dealt with like issues surrounding immigration as well. It can be really hard as a kid, especially when you're in those situations, because you feel so helpless. How do familial relationships inform your writing, and specifically Luna's relationship with her mom?
I mean, Gloria is like, I would say 75-80% of my mom. And so it came with a lot. And I came to United States when I was 22-year-old. So I was a little bit older than Luna, but I came on a visa. And since then, I've been struggling through the whole system. Even nowadays, I'm on a visa. I've been almost deported. I've been put in the room from the airport many times. I've been really far from my family. So I was like, we need to start to talk about these topics. It's not going to be the main one, but they need to see the weight that it is of taking care of your family, or sometimes it's just making sure your family doesn't worry about you, to try to be a burden.
A burden, yeah.
Yeah, just that is already getting a lot of weight. So I think there was, a lot of me in that aspect. And how is Gloria versus how is my mom is really similar. And my mom, she loves me, but she loves me, and because of that, she can suffer. And she tries to not worry me, but trying to not worry me, she worries me. And I think there is a lot of that there. So yeah, it was really important to mention the visa and the mall and all the weight of the business of the family. Because when I came here, I had nothing. Like I remember eating rice with Cheetos and sleeping in a mattress in the floor. People don't know that. But it's like, yeah, that was my beginning in America. And then telling to my mom, no, everything is going fine. Absolutely. Look, the weather is great. And
Yeah.
but it's like, if you will know.
Yeah, there's this like perception too of what it means to live here, and like people are used to seeing movies and stuff with like America at the center of it, so like, but being here is like a completely different thing than like what people think it is. Sometimes it's a lot harder.
Well, it's also
and we wanted to show that. Sorry, what?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, it's also definitely being in America while being considered not an American by others around you. I think that's the thing, is like movies show what it's like to be an American in America and the dream of that. But when you're here and you're constantly labeled as an outsider or as an other, then that's a story that like is recently being told, but like really historically has not been represented.
Yeah.
And that's Luna's story in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I feel like Luna, there is so many Americans. Like I think many, or like Luna, the cousin of, like everyone has a Luna in their life. Maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your cousin, maybe it's you. But I think that, this country, that's what we always say, it was really important that there is sentences in Spanish, and it was really important that they were not in italics, because for me it was like, I don't understand, this is not, I don't know, a different kind of language or something weird going on, it's just Spanish. And it's actually the way she talks with her mom and the way for the language of her family. So it's like, why it has to be in italics? I mean, America, probably half of the people speak Spanish. So, and it's Luna's language. So I was like, this is not going on italics.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a very good video by Daniel Jose Older about why we don't italicize words in Spanish in English books.
It's so good.
You should check it out. It's very funny. It's old, but it's a classic. It's a classic. And I completely agree. Like, thankfully, nobody has ever pushed that topic with any of my books, because they're Spanish in all of my books. So yeah, that's really good that you insisted on that.
No, I agree. I did the same with Korean. Like, it's bad enough I had to Romanize it so that people could actually read it.
Oh God, yeah.
Because I really wanted to write it in Hangul. I was like, this is the way it's written. But I understand that like not everyone can.
But it will be cool if in a book at some point you can put at the end, like if you can put at the end of the book at some point, like, maybe how it's written.
Oh yeah, no. In Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits, I did a glossary with like, this is how it's actually written in Hangul. So like, this is how you would see it in actual written language. But like
sorry.
Like Claribel, like both of you guys said, like I put my foot down when it came to italicizing the words. I was like, I'm Romanizing it. That's as far as I could go for you guys.
Enough.
Enough. Yeah, we're done.
But I think it's magical. I mean, I feel like language or culture is that. No, we all want to travel, and we like, let's learn. Let's not just get in this superficial aspect. Like, I think you need. I mean, we've been in Korea, for example. We love Korea. We've been, and it's like we love to check the culture. We learn really fast that for example, for the restaurants, they don't use that much Google.
No Google Maps. No.
So we were like, okay, let's do this.
Not work there.
But it's like, let's get into it, like.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's true. It's just like, it's also a survival thing. Like, you should understand like the culture you're going to be in just to like be able to navigate. Because Google Maps does not work in Korea.
No.
Okay, we have 2 more quick questions, and then we're going to play a game with you guys.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. So the next question is, do you guys think that you would survive the retro challenge?
Like the ways in the book? No.
Like not the killing. You wouldn't survive the disappearances.
Yeah, with the disappearances and all the antagonism and conflict.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I will be able to handle it. I think Luna is pretty brave. Or Mimi. Like, I won't be like that.
I think in the to answer your question directly, yes, I could do it, but I just don't know. I don't know how long. I mean, I think I don't think I could last very long. Yeah, 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, here's the thing: if you're doing it with lots of people, then it's fun, right? Because if you're doing it alone, it sucks. But if you're doing it with other people, it's like, no, like the mall is cool for everyone, not just you. Like, you know. So I think it would be fun if I could do it with other people. Then yeah, I could totally do it. Because I mean, I remember not that long ago, my mom could not call me, and I loved it because I'm out like doing whatever I want all day. So yeah.
I will say that we can do the beginning of the retro challenge, the part when Luna is happy and everything is going well, and then after that we just can't.
Once it gets hard, no.
Life in general.
Like we have deadlines, you know, with our publisher. We can't just get up like that.
Just mail it. Just mail your manuscript.
Yeah. That's how they used to do it. They like hand wrote stuff in the printed out manuscript. That's how they used to do it.
I mean, I think what we do to disconnect is sometimes we will like put our phone on airplane mode, but it's almost like rebellious, like haha, and we'll do it for like a day or two, you know, or some time we'll put like away messages on our emails, and we'll really kind of go retro in that way. But then we'll like watch Netflix. But yeah, retro in that way. So that happens. But I think in the future, what I would love to do is like get an iPhone, right, a cell phone, and then like chain it to my house, like so it's like a landline, and then I can leave. So, but I can still, you know, message people and do what I need to do. But then when I leave, it's stuck at home. You know?
This is a very complicated scenario.
Yeah. As you know, I've overthought your question.
Yeah.
We need to talk about having that iPhone in the wall, cariño.
Yeah, you know, it's like beautiful.
So we know that retro just came out today. However, what is next for the both of you?
Ooh. Yeah. So next one is a I can't give away too much, but it's a young adult novel that we're writing right now. And it'll be our next one. And it's about a dangerous kind of game on the dark web, not a video game, but almost like the sense of challenges, but like a game. And it's based on a real life story that has happened. And so it's about this girl who has to kind of go through and play this dangerous game, this challenge to find her brother, who has kind of gone down the rabbit hole.
Ooh, that sounds creepy and good.
It's creepy, but we also keep it really fun. Because at first the challenge, it is fun, and then things start to get more sinister. So don't have an official title yet, but we're working on that. And then we're working on an adult novel right now tentatively called Immigrate.
That is not going to be that name.
Okay, it won't be that name, but so if you want to talk about it. You can talk about it now. You know so much about it.
Yeah, that one is idiota. That's another one. Dios mío. Kind of like comedy. It's like a dramedy. It's going to be about a lot of based on my story and my friends, all immigrants, everything based on truth stories. We talk a lot about the visas and how is the life of that characters in living in LA and everything that happened to them, but making really clear the truth, because it's not happy or sad ending, it's the truth of what happened to my friends, to me, crazy stuff, like from friends thinking into being nuns to get the religious visa, like for real, like learning the Bible. Like it has a lot of fun stuff, but it has a lot of dark stuff. It's just real. And it's really important to talk. We wanted to talk about the familia, like the amigos that you choose when you have your family far away, and different cultures, how everyone get together, how we feel like between immigrants, we help each other. I feel like you really find community. So I feel it was important this book to be in this country.
Oh, so that's cool. So it's like about found family, basically.
Yeah. But everything based on truth stories. So when someone reads this is crazy, it's like, yeah, but that's true.
And more examples of true stories?
Oh, 1 million. There is a place in LA, in a taqueria, that if you ask combo 6, you can get some papers done. You can get some visas and some things done. It's really cool.
Oh my God.
real things, yeah. And then we talk about deportation, because I remember what is having a call from my friend be like, they just deport him. We need to pick his things and put them in the storage because they don't allow this person to enter. Like real things that happen to me and my friends, and how you go through all that. So yeah, there is good and bad things, but then there's a lot of fun moments too. Like I can say that when I used to do medical trials at some point to make some money that couldn't be registered. And it's the craziest stuff doing medical trials. At UCLA, actually.
And actually, no, we're professors at UCLA.
Yeah,
but
so they don't know that
before
one.
that-
But so I was taking a master in UCLA in the morning and then doing medical trials in the evening to pay it. And I teach in UCLA, so the whole thing in UCLA.
Wow.
So
Full
yeah,
circle.
full
Well,
circle.
I'm looking forward to that one because it sounds like you have a lot of great stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you want to do the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
which one do you want to do, Clarabelle? We made up 2 different ones.
Let me see. Let's do the lightning round.
Okay, so this is just like lightning round questions. We're just gonna ask you. You have
Okay,
to.
so
You can't think
question
too
back.
hard. You have to answer
Vale.
like the first answer that comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 1. How do you pick character names?
I like them.
I love that you took it so seriously.
Wait, so you go fast and I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 things. I like them and I need to make sure it's no one that I know.
Okay,
Ooh,
that
that's a
makes
good one.
sense.
Yeah. To me, it has to really embody the character and be like really cool sounding. I think it has to be unique, memorable.
Okay. What's your favorite thriller?
There's one that's Spanish that I really like called Sequianeres. It's from Spain.
Yeah, it's
But then,
I'm
as far as-
telling you.
Sophia, hurry.
Wait, hold on.
I'm suffering.
This interview right
This!
now.
Okay.
I saved you. I got you.
Okay. If you could recruit any character from another YA series to help out your characters, who would it be and why?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
yes.
know it. Katniss.
Knocked me out.
Pushing
It's
Carrie's
only
side.
so big.
I have to 100%.
Yeah.
Katniss from Hunger Games and
Okay.
Hermione from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
I would
smart.
take the scythes from my dad's books so they could kill our antagonists.
Oh wow.
Glean.
Perfect.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
You're recruiting an evil person?
Yes.
Okay, very telling. Very telling. Okay, if you won $1 million, what's the first fun thing you'd buy or do? Like not paying bills, not donate it, just the first fun thing.
Oh, taking all my friends into a plane and going somewhere.
Yeah, I would
That
just
sounds
travel
fun.
around the world.
No.
Okay. What past era would you want to visit?
I would go back to the 90s. But I would go back to the 90s like me now.
Oh, yeah.
So an
Yeah,
adult
not
in the 90s.
I had like
Mm.
light up shoes and like ate Pop-Tarts all day.
Oh, vale.
What?
I'm going to, I don't know, yeah, I'm going to, how to say, ancient Greek.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I love mythology and, yeah, 100%.
You're very brutal. I mean, that's fine. Okay. If you were invisible for a day.
Very brutal.
Yeah. If you were invisible for a day, what would you do?
Oh, I would just mess with people.
Oh,
And I would like just ring doorbells and
That was invisible for a... Oh, I will try to enter in the house of someone famous here in the hills. Like, see how they live the Kardashians. Like, what is the real thing?
what would you do there?
Check. Just
Got
check.
it,
Like,
got it.
social experiment.
Just watch them.
Just
Got it,
watch.
got
Yeah.
Then you
Clarabelle-
could, then you could make TikToks about all the information you found
Yeah.
out
Oh, no, of course. I will find
anonymously.
a way to make the million. Like, $1 million. To a plane. Like,
Oh
fine,
yeah.
I would
Smart.
like pretend to be a ghost. I would haunt them.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you're going smart, and I'm like,
Haunting. Oh my God, yeah,
yeah.
haunting people you don't like and
Don't you
like
think that's a
scaring
great
them.
idea for a show, like haunting the Kardashians. Like
Yeah.
someone pretends to be someone becomes a ghost and they just haunt the Kardashians. I mean,
Yeah. But like I would haunt people and be like, this is because you were mean to Kat in 6th grade. You know, like that
I
kind
will.
of a thing.
Okay, I will do one thing. You
Yeah,
know what?
woo!
I will enter in the offices of the Kirkos. That's something I will do.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
offices of what?
Kirkos. So you say the Kirkos.
The Kirkos. And spread love and flowers. Obviously.
Bring them donuts.
Yes.
Okay, what reality show would your main character win?
Like existing reality show.
I mean, I think she would win Survivor.
Sí, Survivor.
No.
Okay.
Okay. That's a really hard one.
Yeah. She's not quite like a Bachelor type.
Nah.
Okay. Okay. Final question is, who was your first celebrity crush?
My first celebrity crush. I'm so simple. Brad Pitt.
That's valid.
So simple. No, I want something better. A ver, Sophie. What was yours?
I don't even know. I mean, I'm just thinking of Jennifer Lopez in a Ja Rule music video. That's all I can think about.
Oh, it's so specific, but
As a
I
child,
can. I know
I have it
exactly.
specific.
Yeah.
Vale. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was Brad Pitt.
And that's fair. I think it's totally valid. My
Yeah.
mom's first celebrity crush was Speed Racer, like the cartoon. So I think
Oh,
like, there's
Oh,
no
no,
wrong
no, no,
answers.
yes.
Oh wait, yeah. I have
You
one
open a
before.
box. I know.
Yeah. You go first.
Vale, mine. I don't know why was what was called John Smith from Pocahontas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even worse than Brad Pitt. No.
Not
horrible.
very admirable.
No, terrible.
from
terrible.
Disney's
And-
Pocahontas, not real life John Smith.
No, that's the funny thing. Then I moved to Pocahontas when I grew up. I was like, okay, we're doing better now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now-
your taste
now going-
improved.
now going back, For me, I think I was like Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
who
one.
didn't have a crush on Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah. No, for
Very
sure.
fun.
I mean, I like that Pocahontas and Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah,
Why
let's-
not?
let's go with that
Perfect.
No, she's great.
Okay, we're done with our questions. You can do audience questions now, I think.
one.
Awesome.
Oh, hey, it's wide.
It's fine to
No,
go.
you still have to sit like super close to each other though.
Yeah.
So we do have a few audience questions. First, we have from Alex. What's something new that you learned about one another while working together as co-authors during the creative process of putting together Retro?
Do you want to go first?
You go.
I think one of no, you go. No, I think one of the main things was that when you write with somebody, you really learn a lot about them. Like, for example, there's a situation in a book where if somebody kidnaps you, would you have a knife with yourself, or and would you use that knife, and would you stab them in that moment? Like, I know it's kind of crazy, but these are hypotheticals that you would never talk about in normal life with other people. And when you co-write, those things come out. So I've learned all types of, I would say, like random but interesting, important information about my partner because in moments like that, right? Because
Yeah, now
we
you
write.
know what I will do with a knife.
Now I know how you'd handle that situation,
Mhm.
you know? And then we keep talking. And so, do you think that it's fair that guy treated her like that? And I would say no. And she would say, well, what about this situation? And then you learn about relationships, you learn about friendships, you learn about just the other person. You learn everything about them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
Oh,
What?
go ahead.
I think that's something I learned about Jarrod will be we're talking about the romantic things. Jarrod is really romantic, but when we talk about
Wait, you didn't
teenager
know that
romantic,
before?
what?
I said,
Yeah,
are
but
you
that's the
saying you
thing.
didn't know that before?
You
No,
always
I
that
know
about you.
he's
You
really
always do that.
romantic, but I didn't know what was his idea of romanticism when he was 16-year-old. So it was really interesting and funny to see that.
Explain yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, what are you dancing around?
no, like the levels are different, you know. Now you're deconstruct yourself, and now you're a 21st century man.
Oh, I see what you're
But-
saying.
Yeah. But when you were younger, it's interesting to see like men from the 19s, like what their ideas of weaknesses or crying, or that's what there is a lot of Axel, the protagonist, like where he came from, is talking with what a guy from the 90s thought that it was romantic or cute, or I didn't want to show my feelings. So it was really interesting to see, because Jarrod is someone that doesn't care to talk about his feelings at all, and he's super romantic, and he doesn't care to embarrass me in public, like super okay with all that. But when he was a teen, he wasn't like that, and it was really interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
I also, since we're talking about co-authoring, Kat and Clarabelle, do you have anybody that you would like to co-author with?
Well,
Each other?
we're actually gonna write a book together.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we have an idea, and like Kat puts stuff in our document every once in a while. But we were driving home from Boston, right?
Yeah, from Boston.
And we just
Teen
came
Author
up with an
Festival.
entire plot, just like
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
super fun road trip, just talking about the idea, and like came up with everything. Eventually we'll do it. It's a YA, and I don't have a solo YA yet, so I want to do that before I co-write a book, but eventually we'll get to it.
Yeah, it's so funny because all we know is like the plot, and that we're going to do it dual POV. So we didn't come up with character names, so we call them Kat and Clarabelle. And so sometimes we'll be like, and then Clarabelle like murdered him. We're like, yeah, Clarabelle would murder him, and like that's how we talk about our characters. So it's we have interesting G chats, and hopefully the FBI never.
Yeah,
never
it's
reads
too late for us. They know.
Yeah, it's too late.
One time we were developing a character, but we were like, it was when we were had someone staying at the house with us, and we asked him, hey, can we use your name to develop this? And he was like, yeah, of course, because it was just a cool name. You know, his name was Iron. It was really cool. And so we kept using it. So then we would talk all the time about the character, but we were afraid maybe he thought we were talking about him all the time. We're like, and then Iron went up to the girl and was like, so rude. He's the worst.
Like, he's so,
Don't do that.
I love that. Oh, wow. I did not think I would get a whole YA novel out of you guys. That's amazing. Okay, next question. How was it to come up with this type of story? What was your main inspiration as writers?
Yeah, main inspiration. I mean, definitely. I mean, for me, it was like I'm just a nostalgia junkie. Like, I just love nostalgia. I don't know if that's like the romantic part of me or I don't know. I love to look to the past, and when I watch old movies, I just always imagine myself living there and in that time. I don't know. I get obsessed with that. So for me, it was really just nostalgia.
What you wanted to write it?
Yeah. Why I got really into writing that show, I would say.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, maybe because I was a kid, but I really like things like Lizzie McGuire. Like they really made me really happy when I was a kid. Like, and I still nowadays when the days are really tough at work, I can watch the things from my past, and I was really happy. So I felt like we were like, if we're going to work for 3 years in the same book, I feel like the retro vibes is something that will make us happy. Listening the music, talking about the TV shows, the clothes. So.
And it's like became like a part of our lives. Like we would always listen to the music, or for Sophie's birthday, I rented the same car that's on the cover, and like we drove up and down the coast, and it was like all these things about the book really were real to us. You know, her being Luna, me being Axel, kind of. Still very big differences, but yeah. So it was a little bit inspired by real life.
That's
I
so
love
cute.
that. And then when it comes to writing together, how did you divvy up the work? And were there any authors that inspired this story? So I guess the first question is like, how did you divvy it up?
How do we divvy it up? I mean, I think we just went with like what we thought we could do best based on our strengths and weaknesses. And like, there's moments where, so I was like, Sophie, I need you to just jump into this. And she's like, okay, I'm doing the first pass on it. And there's certain times where she's like, Jarrod, this is for you.
But in general, first we talk everything, where it's going, everything, like really analyze the scene. And then for example, I really enjoy the thriller part, and I really enjoy the characters. And he's really good with the structure and the timing and the tempo. Like, I need drama, and it's like, drama. What if Luna does this with Axel? Okay, here we go. This could work. And then from there we go. So I think we really know how to work together.
We had to learn to communicate everything because we're really different people. I mean, in many ways, we're very similar, but we come from, different cultures, different gender, sex, religion, first language, countries that we come from. So there is a Venn diagram that's going to fit for us to make our book. And that's why I can't write Luna without Sophie, and Sophie can't write Luna without me, because like this Venn diagram, we have to fit in the middle to make it. So we learned that communication was so important to be able to write in a way that felt seamless, like you're reading one Luna, right, and not two people's version of it. So we just talk everything. We talk everything. We're not pantsers. We are planners.
And then the second part of that question was, did any other authors inspire the work? So like, was there any other voices or stylistic choices from other authors?
No.
Yeah. No. First,
It's very voice way. It feels like your own work.
I think the voices that inspire me were my mom, my friends' moms, my friends, listening to them and be like, oh my God, we are just so crazy and so funny. Like, let's start to write these things into characters. I would say that.
And for me, I can't like deny that a lot of my upbringing, I was being told bedtime stories of people getting unwound and gleaned from my dad. So it was like I was growing up with all this stuff. So it does have an impact. And then he was my mentor to learn how to write, and so I think a lot of like his style is going to be embedded in me because he made me, Neil Shusterman, that is. But yeah, as kind of like writing with Sophie and finding my own voice completely, I would say we have something completely us, that's has remnants of other works, but it's ours.
Amazing. Does anyone else from the audience have questions? You can just write below in the ask a question box or in the chat if you wish.
We can play our other game too if we have time.
Yeah,
The second game.
Okay, so you have to choose either retro or modern for each thing that we
It's
tell
like
you.
it's personal preference.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
what would you prefer? Like, if
Yeah.
you had to choose.
Okay.
So if you had to choose retro versus modern fashion, what would be your choice?
Retro.
Retro.
Okay. All right. If you
100%.
had to choose, would you choose retro or modern hairstyles?
Modern.
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 You can answer too, by the way.
Yeah,
I want to hear
answer.
all of your responses.
With fashion, I would also go with retro.
I would do retro too.
Yeah.
And hair, also, I would go with modern because some of the old hairstyles made people look like they were like 20 years older than what they were.
Right?
Makeup too. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever seen where they take people from like the Golden Girls and like show what they would look like with like modern hair and makeup?
Ooh.
No.
They look so much younger, like so because it aged them up, like the way they dress their hair, their
Of course.
the whole smoking indoors, not drinking water too. But
Yeah.
I'm interested in Jarrod's answer for this one.
Yeah.
Phones?
Okay, that's it.
Phones, cell phone, or
Phone or
old
cell phone,
phones?
yeah.
Which one would you pick?
Put it in the wall?
Oh, cell phone. For sure. Not putting in the cell phone for sure. Cell phone for sure. I mean, yeah, as cool as it is to call a landline and then, oh, sorry, I can't be on the internet at the same time. And, oh, let me talk to my friend's parents for like 12 hours. As cool and fun as that is, I would prefer the cell phone, yes.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Like, I want cell phones, but a little bit older, like with a snake game.
The T9
Oh,
ones.
like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like
And I want like
the
battery
phone
for,
that flipped
like,
up.
Yeah, and I want battery for a whole month. Like that would
Like
be
a Nokia.
so cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going
Retro
there.
or
That's Sony
modern?
Ericsson.
Retro or modern cars?
Ooh, I'm gonna say modern cars.
Retro.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Retro outside, modern interior. There we go.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Music.
Retro.
I have a thing with this because I really like retro music, but I really like that Spanish music is popping more and more nowadays.
Yeah.
So I will go in between.
What?
I like-
You have to choose one. You have to
You
choose
have
one.
to-
You have to
That's
choose one.
cheating.
Yeah,
Cop-out.
like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, retro, Tuesday, Thursday.
No, you're being forced. You're
Modern.
being forced.
You have to choose.
You have to choose.
Modern. I'm suffering.
You're suffering so hard.
Taking it serious, okay? Life decisions.
Well, we do have one more question from the audience.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Diana wants to know, how did you celebrate your book birthday besides being here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Book birthday celebrated by signing, which was really fun. No, we went into our local bookstore and signed stock, and a lot of it was like just Sophie and I hanging out, and we were on social media a lot, just talking with a lot of like great people who've been really supportive. A lot of messages or calls or people like our publicist who's been Alex, if he's listening, so awesome, amazing person.
We
He
ate
was
fast
messaging
food.
us. We ate fast food.
We ate fast
We
food.
ate fast food.
Ooh, what'd you have? What'd you
Yeah.
have?
Burger, 2 burgers, lot of fries, like ice cream, the whole pack.
Oh,
Ooh,
that sounds
But we
so
have-
nice. I love that.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be fast food for tonight too, like lunch and dinner. Like let's get
Yeah.
crazy today.
Yeah,
something.
which
Do
is
it.
usually like
Yeah. And tomorrow we have an event. Tomorrow we have our lunch event. Like, you know, like
person?
40. Yeah, like 50. It got bigger and bigger. I don't know what happened. I feel like
Well, you're
yeah,
popular.
and
Yeah, it got
mean?
bigger because people are excited. for you.
In
in my
Yeah.
neighborhood. No, but I don't know, like, you know, different friends from entertainment, like Hollywood, and for books, and then all the Acapulco cast, if you have seen the show, TV show,
Oh, that's
and
so
Scabby.
cool. Oh my gosh.
yeah. it's-
I
They're friends.
take so many pictures.
Yes.
Yes,
so cool.
and if you were in town,
Bueno, of
you're
course.
coming.
Of
Oh well,
course.
I'm in well where is it? Where is your launch?
I was in California.
LA.
Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in New York. Let me
Yeah.
just hop
Yeah.
on a flight.
Yeah, just send us a
No,
plane.
if no one
Send
have
us a
invited
plane.
you, of course.
Obviously.
if I was in California, I would be there. 100%.
I would totally come
Ketcho, where are you?
I'm in New York too.
I mean, good for you because it's a great place. But
We're stuck on the East Coast, like
Yeah.
rain and gross sleet and
Boo,
stuff.
it's cold.
It's so cold.
Yeah.
I feel bad for us.
Ooh, it's cold. Yay!
Yeah, more and more I've been like, why do I was born and raised in New York, but like more and more I'm like, every time I go visit my parents in Florida, I'm like, maybe I should live somewhere warm because I'm kind of over it. Like I'm so tired of the cold. I'm so tired of like, anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Talk about that later. Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, we're fine.
Something we want to say, if we can, about our next book coming is that we have really established our brand. Like we are going always to do fun thrillers, a lot of diversity, representation, LGBTQ, like super important. Like that's our thing.
and a lot of Hispanic presence too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because some people was coming for Dream Dry or Roxy, but this is what we like to do together. So that's how it's going to be.
That's exciting. And it's
Yeah.
good that you know what you want to do as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important.
Well, thank you so much for being here. For everyone still watching, thank you so much for being here. There's a button at the bottom where you can buy from your local indie books and books here in Miami, where it is warm.
Oh my
They're about to
God.
move here.
Dana!
And we also have signed book plates. So if you are jealous of all their signing in Los Angeles, we also can give you a signed
Yes.
copy. So
Ooh.
thank you for an amazing night. Have fun at your lunch tomorrow. And
Yes, have the best time.
yes.
Thank you so much for
everyone.
having us, and thank you, Kat, Bell. Thank you
So
for
much fun.
for being a part
Of
of
course,
this with us.
anytime.
It's been
Yes,
so
it was
fun.
so fun.
Congratulations
Yay,
again.
yes.
Thank you. And when you need conversation partners, we got you.
We'll be serious,
Yeah,
we promise.
We'll be the serious one.
Oh no, don't never be serious.
Yeah,
It's
we
more
like
fun
You
when
can't,
we're
you
not.
don't know how to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao.